floodplain indicates Bill has strengthened to a major hurricane. But what's interesting is how we've seen winds go from 110 now up to 125 miles an hour, and that makes a big difference in what the impacts will eventually be. Let's bring in our hurricane expert, Dr. Steve Lyons. And Steve, you knew yesterday this thing was going to go under rapid intensification. That's exactly what it does. A, how much stronger is it going to get? And B, does this change the potential track to the right?
First of all, it could get a little stronger. 130 is a max in Category 3. It's 125 right now, and it could be 130 at the advisory time at 11. There you see it there, moving west-northwest. So if it gets to 135, then we're into the Cat 4 range. The good news is it's offshore. Overall, the track seems to be pretty steady no matter what the intensity is, as long as it's a hefty hurricane. So we think the track that I'm going to show you in a second is going to be still pretty good, and it's going to be offshore the United States. But look what happened. The eye is very well defined. It shrank in size. We have very cold cloud tops surrounding it, up to about minus 79 degrees Celsius in some of these colder cloud tops, where the eye, you're looking at the sea surface temperature almost. So very, very drastic difference. So we've got a Category 3. And at this range, if it were to hit land at this strength, we'd have significant damage to most structures unless they're really well built. We expect it to strengthen a little bit more, stay that strong north of Puerto Rico, and then slowly weaken down to the weakest of Category 3s as it nears Bermuda on Saturday afternoon, and then weakens further as it turns to the north. And right now we're fairly confident it's going to stay offshore the United States. This longitude line here that you see right here, we think it's going to be primarily west of that. We have to put in a buffer there just in case. Now, even though it's going to stay offshore, we're still going to have some impacts. And the first impacts we have right now are already occurring in the Antilles, and that's not associated directly with the wind, but the waves, 12 to 18 feet in the next 36 hours. And some water rise along the coast from those waves. Will rise to the water about 2 to 3 feet. Now, we're going to have peak waves on Saturday from Florida to the Cape Hatteras area, and on Sunday north of that. Watch out for some deadly rip currents included in that. Jim.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Steve Lyons. Interesting to see how this thing remains, certainly as it heads closer toward Bermuda and obviously stays off the East Coast.